the
fuck is going on, guys? I'm Ryan.
And I'm Kyle.
And this is the WTF Podcast, where we pretty much talk about anything we want.
That's right.
So, how are you, Kyle?
How am I? Well, I just got back from another parade.
Yeah. Alright.
It was over in Pepperell, Massachusetts, which is a bit of a drive.
How far is that?
It's like an hour, 30-minute drive.
From where we live? Alright.
Yeah, from where we live. And the hotel, we had stayed at a hotel. I went with me and my dad. We went to a hotel that was not near Pepperell, but it was on like the border of New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
It's not fully in New Hampshire, but like just on the border of it.
Right near it.
Yeah, and I was actually kind of surprised. Like it was, I thought we had to go on the highway to get to Pepperell where we were going, but we actually took like back roads, and there was like very long like straightaways down there. I had no idea we had to take those, but yeah, no, that parade was good. And I have some pictures. This first picture is of the hotel. Specifically, there was a 99 restaurant that was like literally right next to the hotel.
Cool. Yeah.
We were at. Yeah, the hotel we were at is called the Clarion Inn, I think it's called. Yeah, the Clarion Inn. And you see right there is 99 literally directly across.
Okay.
Like, well, not across, but literally built right there. That was our room. And
the cheeseburger.
Yeah, and it was literally right there next to our room. And
that's cool. Did you go in there?
No, we actually went to we went to Chick-fil-A that was like 5 minutes down from the hotel.
There you go.
And yeah, I had Chick-fil-A again. The reason I want to say again is because I recently had my first time trying Chick-fil-A. I've never tried Chick-fil-A before until very recently, and I gotta say, I cannot believe I was missing out on that. But yeah, and we have some pictures. I sent you a picture of the parade a little like earlier in the day, but I took this picture of these two guys dressed up as Batman and Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
These two guys dressed up as Batman.
No power, no money.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, there was a lot of people in that parade that I was at. And it was not that long of a parade too. It was like just a mile or so long, but it was not 2 miles. But like, yeah, it was a big people, and there was a lot more people there compared. Than the last one. But
okay. How long did that parade last?
Well, since it was like about a mile, it started at like 10, but we didn't fully start marching until like, I want to say 10, like 05, 10:08 or something. But that's just a guesstimate. But it wasn't really that long. But oh yeah, also there were people with like bubble guns, like spray. I think like my dad, who saw the parade, he said that pretty much almost every float that was there, they all had fucking bubble guns there. And the bubbles kept like blowing into our faces as we were marching around. I could barely see my music. But I mean, luckily some of the pieces there I played before, so I just played them from memory. But still, like, they were just blowing like right in my face. I was like, I can't see. Like,
be like bubble blowing double babies.
Yeah, pretty much. But and there was a lot of people there too, compared to the last parade that I was at.
Yep.
The last parade I was at, they were mostly gathered in one area, which like in like their town, little mini town or whatever. But this parade I was at, the whole fucking thing was just lined up with like people, a bunch of people. It was it was the 250th parade that they had over there.
So that's just a big deal.
It really was. It really was a big deal. Yeah. And I got paid $90 for that. I paid
that whole day.
Yeah, for that parade. I think the last one it was like $80 something, but now it's like this one was $90, and also. This was apparently my 10th parade that I've ever done with this band that I do it with, and which I thought was crazy because like I thought I've done more parades than this, but I've now apparently done 10 parades. I'm still gonna keep doing it because I get the money at the end, but like which can range from like $80 or to like $100. I think I might have done one parade that was like $100 that I've got $100 for, but yeah, that was a nice parade over in Pepperell. Now that I've given my spiel, I hear that you did something last night.
Last night, I went to South Boston with a buddy of mine. I haven't talked to in a while, and he took me out with his friends to a little party club bar thing.
Oh.
And it's called like Park City or something. Don't know exactly what it was called. It's brand new. It's very, very new. It opened like 3 days ago. 4 days
really?
ago. Yeah, no,
Wow.
It's super new.
That's crazy.
I heard my brother wanted to try it, but yeah, no, I went there. I didn't know what to expect. I was like, oh, I'm just going in here. The line itself actually like made me want to stab my leg. I was like waiting there for like 40 minutes
Oh, wow.
just to get in the club. It was like, God, I've never been to like a big ass club like that, so I was like, oh, I didn't know there was like a ginormous line, even though it's Boston and you should expect it. But yeah, so went in there. Good thing his friends were like, keeping me occupied.
Yeah.
Playing a little word search game or something. You have to guess the word out of like a billion words, and I was like, and that word ended up being athlete at the end. So I was like, okay, that's great, dude. But yeah, when we got into the club, we're like, oh wow, it's like super crowded, as I expected for a club to be. Not as crowded as I thought, but no, it's more crowded than I thought. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And went in there, bunch of people, some pretty girls there too.
Oh, I'm sure they were.
Yeah, and yeah, and then we were like, all right, let's go get a drink. There was a little mini bar for my buddy's friends and him to grab like canned beer and all that, like Michelob Ultra and whatnot. I was like, I want to get like a actual like cocktail, so I went to the big bar, and my buddy joined me, and we went in, and we waited in another long ass line. I want to say that one was like 20-25 minutes long.
That's bad. But
And I got a drink called the Sunny Tea. It's like lemonade, lemon, tea, sweet tea.
Okay.
It's all shaken together and iced. And it was good. It was solid. It was all right. I drank it all. It ripped all the enamel off my teeth, but it's cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
And then we hung out with two more of his one of my buddy's friends joined us there, and we played some cornhole.
Cornhole.
I suck at cornhole, but it was, hey, you know what? It's cornhole.
So do I.
And so we did that, and we started playing games at the club.
Yeah.
Like my buddy's girlfriend brought cards, and the game how that goes is she puts a couple cards down, and then you get a point to the card and say higher or lower. And if she draws a higher card, if you said lower and she draws a higher card, you got to drink your drink for however long. And then if you guess lower and it's lower, then you don't have to drink at all.
Okay.
So that's a little easy game. Then there was a little pig game we played. I still don't understand. You like roll these pigs on the floor, kind of like dice.
Yeah.
And it's a number, and it's like, I kept looking at the person that knew how to play the game. I was like, oh, what's that mean? Oh, going higher and higher. And then I died, apparently.
Oh.
So, yeah. And then after that, it was getting like really late. Oh, I have a little video I randomly took. I can show you.
Oh my god.
It's 3 seconds long, but it was just super crowded. There's a lot more there. They did remixes of remixes of songs there. A lot of remixes. Pretty good though. But yeah, we were staying there for a while. It got really late, so we started walking back to get food, and like all the places were like closing. And I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? And then they like, oh, there's this like pizza place, and we're like, oh, okay. And I went in line, ordered pizza, and I was like, can I get a small cheese? And they're like, no, we don't do that here. Well, we're out of those. I'm like, what do you mean you're out of those? You can just make one. So they made me order a large cheese, and I was like, you know what, I want some fries too. So yeah, I got fries with that, brought that back to the apartment, and my teeth were sensitive, so I couldn't even eat it as fast as I wanted to. And then
because you had like the drink. That
yeah, the drink earlier really broke down my enamel.
I can imagine.
That sucks. But yeah, and then I went to sleep, woke up. Me and my buddy got breakfast. I got a Belgian waffle. That was pretty good. I think he got like a breakfast burrito or something. And then I came home and took a 2-hour nap because I stayed up way too late. And I woke up, picked Kyle up, and now here we are.
Yeah, here we are. You just gave us a whole timeline.
I gave you the whole shit.
I was gonna ask, did you find any girls there? Talk to any girls there? But
yeah, well, I talked to some of my buddy's friends, like his friends he brought there, but I wasn't like trying to hit them up, you know what I mean? I was just, they were just being friendly. I was just being friendly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's my last night went, and today so far it's been tiring.
It's been tiring for you, but
I'm gonna try to stay up for this podcast. So
yeah, all right.
Which topic do we go first? I just did a whole spiel, so I think you should go first.
I think it's really fitting, but yeah. So for my first thing, so this Tuesday, earlier this week, I went with my dad to the beach, and Tuesday, as we know, was literally the most hottest day of summer as of right now. Yeah, so far. And it was like 90 something, like over 90 degrees.
It was 100. It was like 100
I don't know,
2 or something.
Did it really get
I think it was 102.
I mostly checked the weather on my phone, but anyways, yeah, so we went to the beach, and there was no parking anywhere except for we had to park in like the little like grass field. We had to pay $30 for that, because and before you say, oh, that's too high of a price, but like you gotta understand, like everyone's trying to go to the beach that day. It's hot as hell. You know, that's one place you want to go to. But so
you mind saying which beach? Did you already say it?
We went to Nantasket Beach.
Okay.
It's a beach in Massachusetts. But anyways, yeah, so we went there. We parked. We were able to find that place to park. And when we couldn't really see over the wall that was like protecting the beach.
The seawall,
and when we got in there, there were these like people blocking the way. I have a video of it, and there were people like blocking. There's they created a long ass wall of people.
Why? What's the purpose?
I will tell you, because there was apparently, my dad asked like a police officer that was there, because there was like a missing child.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, there was a missing child. And you see this person, I paused at the perfect time. There's this person, that lifeguard, on a raft, or like a kayak, just trying to find the child because they thought that they drowned or something.
Oh, no.
But, and yeah, there was a police boat there, but I didn't get it in the video. But, yeah, and we couldn't swim for, I want to say, like 20, 30 minutes, or I think it was like longer than that, but
is the kid okay? Did they find him?
Well, actually, I think they did find him. I don't think he was in the water. I don't think he was in there. Yeah, he might have got lost, but like, or maybe since there's literally a wall of people in the water there, my guess is that he did, I think, drown or something.
Oh no.
And like, but hopefully, I think he or she was okay. But yeah, and like, I was getting pissed off because like we literally, and as I was getting pissed off because like, I was saying like, of course on the hottest day, everyone's trying to go to the beach. So one day we go to the beach, like we can't. Yeah, something bad happens, and like we can't swim like immediately, like, and I was telling my dad, I was like, we should like go like walk over far over there, because I saw the people that were over there, or on the other side, they were swimming, but people where we were at weren't.
Yep.
And I was like, let's just go over there, because like, I don't know how long we're gonna wait for them to like find this kid.
Yep.
And while yes, that is terrible, I hope that again they're okay. You gotta understand, like, it was the hottest day. at least so
you just
far.
wanted to swim?
Yeah, like I wasn't gonna miss this opportunity, but
just shove them out of the way, break the wall, be like, this is my time.
And like, yeah, there were people like going, sort of not far as those people were, but like making the wall. They weren't going as far into the water, but there were some lifeguards saying, "Hey, get out! Like we're trying to find someone." Well, they didn't say that part. Trying to find someone, but like we didn't know what was going on at first, and then like I said, my dad called or asked the police officer, and but yeah, that was but eventually we were able to swim. We saw everyone like go back in, and my assumption is that they found the child or whatever.
Yeah.
And again, hope that they're okay. Still, like right now, they probably are. But yeah, back in the Tuesday, I don't know. It was a pretty.
That's a scary situation for the parents.
Yeah.
First of all, they should have just kept a full-on eye on the kid the whole time.
And that's another thing. Like, I was talking to my dad about that, and like, I was saying like, is this just a result of bad parenting? Probably, like to be honest with you. But like,
there was only one thing that could have happened. Is if a wave took the kid.
Yeah.
But then again, you should still be paying attention because the kid's trying to get up. You should see splashing.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know.
And if the kid like wasn't able to swim,
then why are you going in the ocean?
Yeah, like why are you going in the ocean? And like, yeah, I mean, I guess you could go to the beach because like you don't have a pool of your own at your house or something. But like, there's like the pool at like the YMCA or something like.
Yeah.
Or something other than like going to the freaking beach where there's salt water and everything. But yeah, I mean, but yeah, like I said, we were eventually able to
swim. The water?
As always, it was cold. It was freaking chilly, even on a hot ass day, like 90+ degrees outside.
You're never gonna get warm ocean water unless you're in like Florida.
Yeah, that's what my dad was telling me. But yeah, that was my day on a Tuesday at the beach. And
Tuesday, there you go. Yeah. Well, speaking of bad things, what do you think's inside Area 51? Bro, let's just go. What do you think's in there? Area 51. Come on.
Bad things.
Yeah, or just things in general. What things are in Area 51? What are they trying to hide from us exactly?
Well, my theory is that I think, well, I mean, since we mentioned in like a previous episode, like we were talking about aliens and stuff.
Yep. I think
there could be aliens, and they're just keeping them from us. But I mostly think that they're
the JFK files. I know that.
You think they're JFK? Well, I think they just have them at the White House because they. But what I think is inside Area 51.
Inside?
Probably like tech or some like
hidden tech.
Yeah, hidden tech. That could be like I saw this like meme or something, not a meme, but like it's this post on like X.
Okay.
Talking about like this like new plane or something.
Okay.
It kind of reminded me of the jet or something.
Okay.
The jet from
a new jet engine.
Well, not a jet engine, but just a jet, like a jet. It's like the jet from if you've ever seen like Top Gun Maverick. Remember the beginning of Top Gun Maverick where he was flying that like
a military jet?
Yeah, it's like a V-shaped jet almost.
Yep.
But or maybe something similar to that.
Smoother and more like just seems more simple but quicker.
It goes very fucking fast, like
supersonic speed.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's actually it reminded me of like when that movie came out. I think China, they saw Top Gun Maverick and they saw that plane and they were like, "Oh, we got to make something like that," but it wasn't a real plane. But I think that there's like hidden technology that's in Area 51.
I think there's
some other things.
I think they have tested experiments there. I think they've tested a lot of. I think they have some certain cures they don't want to push out either. Like I think there is like a general cure for cancer, but I think they're just killing the doctors that are doing that.
I was gonna say like we could have maybe like found or created the cure to cancer like years ago.
Yeah.
And
they want to make money.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And like it's like, oh, we'll give you the cure for cancer, but you got to pay us a shit ton of money, and that's why most people don't really get it, and they just write it out. Some people do survive. They, beat cancer and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's a rarity. But
I do think there might be some alien life forms in there.
Yeah, like I see like a lot of like, or my dad at least watches like stuff on like the History Channel about like some stuff on like Area 51 and like unidentified flying objects, even though they're not flying, but like they're just like these
otherworldly
like
life forms.
Well, like I was gonna say, like an outline of like a vehicle. Yeah, well, yeah, UFO. Well, yeah, obviously, but like, just like structures. I don't know, but what else I think could be an Area 51?
What else could Area 51 could have a Pentagon? Area 51.
Pentagon. Well, that's a completely different thing, but I don't know. And probably like
I think just withhold information from us. I think.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they just do that. I wonder if the current president will do anything about Area 51. He probably won't, but I don't know. But I was gonna say like, I feel like 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 the robot dogs, like
yes.
the the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's like enhanced like robotic things. Yep.
Yeah, they were shown at the military parade on Trump's birthday, but I think something similar to those might be in Area 51, but a lot more advanced.
Yeah.
Or something, but yeah, well, that's what I think.
Well, that's one of my topics.
So, second topic here is I forget when I saw this. Probably I want to say Wednesday. I saw on like the news that they were showing Scarlett Johansson, and she was kissing her co-star who was gay, and this is for like I think this is for the new Jurassic World movie that's coming out, and I just thought that was weird. Like, and she's married too. Scarlett Johansson is married, and she's kissing her gay co-star, and I just thought that was very weird. I was like, why would you do that? It's like
as for a joke or something, but then again, I don't know.
You could maybe, but like, yeah, probably, but like. I just thought that was weird. Like, I don't know. Like, why would you do it? And, like, she was, like, kissing him, like, not passionately, but, like, just pecking on the lips. And I was just like,
no, if it's a peck, I guess. I don't know.
But even still, though, it's like, why would you do that? Like, I don't know. I would never do that. Like, if I had a girlfriend and if some other, like, girl or, God forbid, like, another guy. Like, I'm not kissing a guy. But if it was a girl... I'm not fucking kissing another girl. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
you show your loyalty?
Yeah, like, because I'm loyal to my girlfriend, only to my girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend, guys, hit me up. But yeah, Scarlett Johansson, I mean...
Yeah, she does... I mean, I guess she's, does what she wants,
Yeah, I mean, at least she's not, like, another actor in Hollywood. I won't name him, Pedro Pascal. Yeah, Pedro Pascal. He, like, there's a thing of a clip of him, like, recently, like, maybe a day or so ago, of him, like, there's this video of his, like, camera, like, pinned on his face, and it, like, all these, like, women's, like, hands, like, just touching, like, his face and, like, grabbing his butt. It was very weird. I think Pedro Pascal, this is sort of moving away from my topic a little bit, but I'm just going to say it anyway. I think Pedro Pascal, like, we've seen Pedro Pascal everywhere.
Yep.
And people can make the argument that, like, oh, we see, like, Chris Pratt everywhere. Chris Pratt's in all these roles. But here's the thing about Chris Pratt. He's normal. Like, it's like, it's not, like, rocket science. But, I mean, anyway, sort of getting a little bit off topic. But I just thought that was interesting. Like, I was coming out of the bathroom and I saw that on my TV. It's like, Scarlett Johansson kissing her gay co-star. I was like, what?
Thinking, like, why are people, like, recording these actors doing things? Like, don't they get, like, some privacy? I mean...
Well, I'm sure they do, but, like... I mean, and like I said, it was for, like, it was a tour for the new movie.
Oh.
And, you obviously gonna film those.
Jurassic World Dominion.
Right? I have no interest in seeing that, but,
I mean, I'm a dinosaur person. I might see it just because...
go ahead, but,
might just do that.
Yeah.
But, so, I got a question for you.
Lay down, man.
Do you think we could survive a zombie apocalypse, why? And why? And what would you look for? What weapons?
What weapons would I use?
Yeah, what weapons would you use for a zombie apocalypse?
So,
what would you look for?
First part of the question, could I survive a zombie apocalypse? My God. I mean, would it be smart to say I would just spend it in my house and not go outside at all? Like,
well, then you'd starve to death. You need to go outside eventually.
Yeah, but canned food. No.
But, yeah, exactly. You gotta go buy, not buy, but steal canned food.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I could go in a bunker, but I don't have a bunker in my house.
Right.
Yeah, I do have to go outside at some point, but
I don't think in the end. I think it would get to me, and I'd probably die.
You would get to you. Your
like,
will.
I'd be going crazy, insane.
You'd go.
Yeah, probably. Because, like, you got these fucking man-eating, woman-eating things outside.
Yeah.
Clawing at your windows, breaking in. Yeah, no. I mean, it depends on what zombies exactly. Like, if you say something like Dying Light zombies, we're all fucked. We're not winning. Nope.
But if it's like the Walking Dead zombies,
then that's a little easier.
But like the thing is though, we're all infected, and you have to only go for the head to kill them, because if you don't, you turn into a zombie, and it's like whole thing. But
yeah. But yeah, so what would you look for? So zombie apocalypse. What would you look for?
Well, like as a
like
weapon?
A location to stay, or
well, like I said, probably like a bunker or something. And if not a bunker, then like
fortify your house.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Okay.
How about yourself?
I'd probably first thing I would do is try to. What would I look for? Is I'd probably just try to fortify my house.
Yeah.
And the weapons I would look for to use. Well, I only have so much ammunition for the guns.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have a gun.
So we probably won't have enough. We would probably use those for absolute necessity reasons.
Yeah.
AKA either a zombie broke in.
Like if a zombie was like
really cool.
on top of you trying to attack you and like trying to bite you, just boom, shoot him.
Boom. And then
if it's just like a zombie just outside, like just walking around your front lawn, I would say just let him be. Because
I mean, if it's already coming towards you, you got to kill it.
Well,
so I'd grab an axe or something. Yeah.
If it's just walking around, just like aimlessly, like you don't really have to worry about it. But like if you open your door and it sees you, then like I would use your gun to defend yourself. But
I think either I would want to use something to get me away from the zombies. So I'd probably use some sort of like spear thing just to be like stab them from a distance.
Yeah.
And so
that's if we're dealing with like the Walking Dead type zombies. Yes. If it's running zombies, we're cooked. Like
you're gonna need like a jetpack or something.
Yeah.
But what weapon would you want to use? Like I said, like a spear. What about you? Would you say the same thing?
Maybe, but like I'd say like I kind of go like with I kind of go down like a
different.
I was gonna say Negan, but that's a different character. Could go, yeah. I mean, I could do that with like a baseball bat wrapped around in like barbed wire or something. But I was gonna say like what's his name? Damn it, Norman Reedus. Oh my God.
Crossbow.
Yeah, but what's his character's name in the show? Isn't it Daryl?
Daryl.
Yeah. Daryl. It's been a while since I've watched Walking Dead, but yeah, probably maybe something like that, like a crossbow or just a regular bow and arrow or something.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, like you can't go wrong with a gun, like.
Well, crossbow, you get infinite ammo as long as you grab it back.
Yeah.
So you kill the zombie, grab the arrow.
Yeah.
Kill the zombie, grab the arrow. If you lose the arrow, well shit.
I mean, it depends on how many arrows that you got too. If you just got the one arrow, then
I would say at least have 5 on you.
Yeah.
And then just collect the 5.
At least, yeah. I don't know. I'd probably like barricade myself in like a store or something.
And the last thing would be, how do you know if you can trust someone?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, again, just look at The Walking Dead. Like it is, I would say that it's pretty close to impossible to trust people in a zombie apocalypse because, like, I don't know. Like if you take someone in, like I'm thinking about like an example from like Walking Dead. If you take someone in like and say like, oh, I got nowhere else to go, and you invite them in like to your house, for example,
Yeah.
and then they stab you in the back or something. Like, you got to be careful of those things. Like,
Yes,
I would honestly, I don't know, I would probably, like, if it's just like me, my family, or I don't know, you know what, screw it. Let's just say if it's just me, all right? My family is dead.
Died. They all
I'm
died.
sad as hell.
It's been like 2 weeks since they died, all right?
Yeah.
Now, you're trying to look for some help. Because can't go wrong with help, but then again, you got to find it.
Yeah. So yeah, if it was just me, and like, again, like someone said like, oh, can we stay in your house? Like, our house is like destroyed from a fire or something. Like, we can't do it. There's nowhere else for us to go. Like, can you come in? I'm sorry. Like, I'm not letting you in. Like, I'm literally, in that moment, I am season 1 Rick Grimes, bro. I'm not trusting anybody unless like they do something, I don't know. If they, I mean, you can call it selfish, whatever. But I mean, I would honestly say it's not, because it's a zombie apocalypse. Like, it doesn't fucking matter anymore. But unless they do something like that benefits me, like if they help me out, like if they, I don't know.
They have to save your life.
Yeah.
Give you food.
Like if they defend me from like a zombie, if they say like, oh, watch out, there's a zombie or something behind you, and I'll be like, okay, you did this one thing that's nice for me. I still don't 100% trust you, but I am thankful that I didn't die and I wasn't aware of that zombie. But I don't know. I feel
like you know how for an example, like in The Walking Dead, I guess they have like bigger clans that are like around, and they patrol certain areas.
Yeah.
Would you try to join a bigger clan, or would you just try to make your own little group?
Well, I don't know, because like I like, part of me wants to join them.
I think I have my own little group.
Your own group by yourself? Yeah, but I was gonna say, like, if I were to join like another group, like the example that's coming into my mind is the cannibals.
Remember, that was terrible.
What was it called? The Terminus, right?
Terminus. Yeah.
If I just joined it, I mean, as long as like they probably like take my shit, right? Because that's what they did with the Rick's group or whatever. They took their shit and they're like, hey, like, what are you guys doing? And then like,
they would 100% be cannibals.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I guess there's really nothing wrong with like starting a group of your own. But then again, that goes back to like trusting people, right? Like, you gotta like find people to trust and stuff. Which I would argue would be, again, next to like impossible, because everyone's just trying to like get your stuff, and like, it's pretty tough. And this conversation's sort of making me want to rewatch The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, I got to like season 6. I missed out on Negan, even though I've seen all the clips. But yeah, zombie.
You got another one?
Yeah, so I've been seeing a lot on the news lately about this guy that quite literally came out of nowhere.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this guy, but this guy named Zoran Mamdani. Have you heard about him?
No, I don't
Fox
know
News has been talking about him. He's going to be the mayor of New York.
Okay.
Are you looking?
No, I'm.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Zoran Mamdani. Yeah, he's been, like I said, he's literally just came out of nowhere.
So it's Zoran. How do you spell that?
Zor, H-A-N. It's right here. Zoran Mamdani.
Mamdani, there he is.
Yeah,
okay.
that guy right there.
Yeah. All right.
And also apparently he's he's like a Muslim. He's from the eastern side. He's like a Muslim, I think.
Okay.
And he's running for mayor of New York City.
All right.
And people specifically on the right are calling him a socialist, because he wants to, like, the stores in New York, he wants to make those stores like government run stores.
Oh.
And like,
yeah,
for like free. Yeah. Like, I'd say fuck the government, but I don't care who's in charge. Like,
make your own company. I don't know. They
exactly.
want to take more of your money? No.
Yeah,
they already rape you.
And yeah, he's but yeah, I've just been seeing a lot of him, and yeah, he came out of nowhere, and like he's doing all these like tours with they show this clip of him with AOC Alexander, you know, and and like I just don't fuck with him. And like since he is like Muslim and stuff, people are like saying that he's gonna, if he does become the mayor of New York City, which by the way is like it's the biggest city in America, and like it's the most important. And if people say that like if he becomes the new mayor of New York, he's gonna like we said, make government funded stores run by the government, and everything is quote unquote free, even though it's not. But
it's never gonna be free.
I saw this. You've seen these memes where like they are covering up the Statue of Liberty because you know what they do to the women over there. Women cover themselves up in like these black robes and like as a non-woman, like that's just, I just think that's a bit fucked. Like they should express like who they are. I mean, obviously they shouldn't be running around.
That's part of their religion if they cover themselves up to find the right man. Well,
and that's the thing though. It's like why would you do that? It's like the women in America, like long ass time ago, they weren't allowed to show their like elbows. They weren't allowed to. Okay. Yeah, they weren't allowed to show, like in like George Washington times and like all this stuff like that, in like the 1700s or whatever. They weren't allowed. Women back then weren't allowed to show their elbows, and like they could show their faces. And like I thought that was like kind of bad. Like not allowed to show their elbows. That's crazy. But like the women over in like,
why not their elbow?
Because I forget. It was like, that's just how it was back then. Like that's like the style. Well, not only the style, but like that's how women were just told to like dress. And if you show anything, also like if they show anything above like the knees, then that's not allowed. It's like it's against their like dress code or something. Okay. But
you can't see my elbows. That's not possible.
But that is nothing compared to what they do to like the women over there, and like
they completely like cover them. They just see their eyes.
Yeah, you just see their eyes and stuff. But and that's what people are like sort of joking about, but they're also like kind of serious about this. Is like if he does become the new mayor of New York, he's gonna implement all these things that'll set New York back like way back and stuff. And it's like I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't run, or I mean he's running, but like hopefully he doesn't win. But yeah, you might see him more. Like if
I'd probably see him on the news at one point.
They'll probably talk about him again on Fox News. They'll probably keep talking about him. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting.
Well, I got a little thing to bring up here. What do you think of this?
What the fuck is that?
That is bioluminescent waves.
Bioluminescent waves?
Yep. They happen when microscopic algae blooms and gets disturbed by water crashing into it at night, turning it very blue and very cool. Look at that. Wouldn't you want to see that? Huh?
Yeah. It almost looks like something. It's kind of reminding me of like something that you see in like Avatar or something.
Yeah, it looks like the Way of Water or whatever. Yeah. Like imagine just, dude, that would be a great like. The thing is, it's like perfectly normal, like too. Like you can swim in that if you wanted to. There's nothing.
How do they like form?
Well,
is there something in the
by
the light or something?
No, it's microscopic algae blooming, and when it gets disturbed by water, so crashing, it like shakes it or something. Yeah, like the algae gets disturbed and then makes it glow blue like that.
Heck? I mean, it's my favorite color, but like, damn.
It's in San Diego.
Oh, San Diego. Wow, really?
Yeah, San Diego.
What the heck? Damn.
It's very cool.
I mean.
Oh, look at that dark blue. Look at that.
That is really.
I'm just showing Kyle some pictures of it.
It looks like you're on a different planet. Almost. Like it's fucking.
Walk the beach there, huh?
You could, yeah. That's.
If you guys want to look at it, it's bioluminescent waves. Just look that up. It'll pop right up. It just looks super cool. I feel like, you think they use that kind of like as a reference in Avatar?
I mean, I don't even know when that was like discovered. It was probably a long ass time ago, but I mean, maybe, possibly, like they could base that off and something with like the Avatar, but
yeah,
that's
cool.
Interesting.
Looking.
I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, look at that.
That's surprising. Speaking of some things surprising, like I said, when I was over in New Hampshire at the hotel, I apparently it was brought to my attention that the Batman, the movie The Batman,
Yep.
the script for The Batman 2 is now complete. And the reason why that's surprising is because for the longest time, or at least for like months or so now, or at least until like after the show The Penguin finished airing, I thought they said that The Batman 2 wasn't going to happen. Well, it was like sort of in a gray area whether it was going to happen or not. And then I think like James Gunn himself or someone else said that the Batman wasn't going to happen, and like they were trying to see if they could merge like Robert Pattinson's Batman with like into the new DCU that's going on right now with Superman. Yeah, I personally don't want that to happen because I think that it's just better, separately.
Yeah, it's more like Detective Batman.
They should find someone else to play Batman in the new DCU. But yeah, like I said, when I was in New Hampshire, literally the other day, I just saw like all these news articles saying like, "Oh, the Batman script is done, it's complete." And I don't have the picture here, unfortunately.
No, but I believe it, yeah.
But yeah, I just saw that and I was like, I've been told for like what feels like, I think it was like a month or months, that the Batman 2 wasn't going to happen. And if it were to happen, like way later down the line, like Robert Pattinson would be too old, or at least he'd be getting up there in age. But like, and like I said, like it was in gray area. It was in a gray area whether it was gonna happen or wasn't. It was mostly leaning towards it wasn't, mostly because this new DCU was going on with Superman. But apparently the Batman 2's script, they haven't started filming yet, but the script itself is complete. Nice. And there was another report that said that there wasn't even a script at all. And I was like, and that's where I thought it was. But now, just literally out of nowhere, out of the blue, they were just like, "Oh yeah, the Batman 2 script's done." I was like, what the fuck? I quite literally said, "What the fuck?" to this because, but yeah, I mean,
what the fuck? You told me it wasn't done.
It wasn't done. And yeah, I've also seen some posts on X saying that James Gunn was like gaslighting people into thinking that all the Batman 2 is not going to happen because of this new DCU that James Gunn is like overseeing and stuff.
Yep.
But here comes Matt Reeves out of nowhere just saying, "Oh yeah, my script is done." I was like, "What?" Like you told us, like James Gunn be like, "You told us like there was no script at all. Like you weren't even you haven't even started a script yet."
Yeah.
But here it comes. But yeah, the Batman 2, like, but the Batman 1, the first Batman movie, I thought it was alright. Not as good as The Dark Knight and those trilogies of movies. But I gotta say that. Did you see the Penguin show?
I did see.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah, after I just thought the Batman was alright. I gave it a second watch. It was better than the first watch. But when I saw the Penguin show, I was like, "Oh my god! Like this is just."
It's great.
It's pretty damn good. And the ending, well, I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it. But if I could.
Crazy.
But now with the Batman 2 coming out, like it gives the ending of the Penguin meaning now, because after, like I said, the Penguin ended, people thought that the Batman 2 was going to happen eventually, right? Like pretty soon.
Yep.
But it wasn't, and people got kind of pissed off at that because the first Batman was great according to them. Again, I thought it was all right. But the Batman 2, I don't know when it's coming out, but at least the script.
You think they're gonna do a trilogy? I don't know. Two, might as well just do your best to do the third and final one, and then stop there.
Yeah, I get that, but like, with how long it took for them to sort of get out of those waters in regards to like the Batman 2, whether it was going to happen or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Although I could be wrong. It could turn into a trilogy, and if it does, like if the third and like final movie comes out, it could like I could see it like rivaling, I guess, the Dark Knight trilogy. But as of right now, we'll probably have to see how well the Batman 2 does. And I mean, hey, if it's better than both the Batman 1 and the Penguin show, then I mean,
there you go.
they gotta do a trilogy at that point. Like, but
I've said this before, not on the show, but just in general. Robert Pattinson's Batman, his helmet just looks super smooth. Like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's like super smooth. It looks so round and
specifically like his chin, like it looks just so perfect, just like the jawline at least. But yeah, the cowl,
the top
helmet,
of the hat, yeah.
it's just like it's
super. I don't know what it is. It just looks super smooth. All the other Batman masks I've seen, it's like, okay, it looks cool, blah blah blah. His doesn't look cool. It just looks smooth.
Well, I think it's leather. I think it's a leather
So
cowl,
round and like perfect.
Whereas like Christian Bale's is more like, I don't want to say
sharp.
Well, yeah, I don't want to say plasticky. I was gonna say that, but like in The Dark Knight, for example, I was gonna talk about Batman Begins, but in The Dark Knight, it's more like metal almost. They said it was like an army, like the suit that he wears. They said that it was from like some army like armor prototype or whatever, and he just turned it into a new upgraded armored batsuit or whatever. But and then Ben Affleck's Batman, who Ryan doesn't like because he's quote unquote fat. But I mean, I guess there could be some arguments that he's a little bit chubby in some places. Sorry, but I just bumped the computer. But yeah, his Ben Affleck's Batman's cowl is like sort of like that way as well. It's more armor and stuff. But Robert Pattinson's, it's more leathery compared to like other Batmans that I've seen. And
she puts on eyeshadow too.
Yes, he does, and I would honestly think that's like the one thing that I really like about his Batman is that when he takes off the mask, you can actually still see the eyeshadow on there. Whereas other Batmans, like Christian Bale's Batman wore eyeshadow, and whenever he takes it off, the eyeshadow's gone. But with Robert Pattinson, it doesn't go away, and that's what I like about it, the realness of it. And yeah, the Batman 2, hopefully it's good. But
Batman does cause a lot of pain. Speaking of pain,
oh boy,
what was your most painful experience you've ever had?
Painful experience, like physically painful, or just like painful, like in my heart, like I got heartbroken.
Like physical.
Oh, like physical pain.
Most physical, worst experience, most painful experience.
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is my dog, Buddy. He like jumped on me and like scratched like all the way down my left arm. It was bleeding. I was like, that fucking hurt. Ow. But
Did you have like kidney stones or something?
No.
No. What was it? Gallstones?
Yeah, I have.
Was that bad?
Gallstones. That well, I didn't get my gallbladder removed, but the first time like it ever happened, like gallstones.
I feel like that would hurt more than the scratch.
Well, yeah, it certainly did. The first time that it happened, I remember. I think like I was gonna play like Resident Evil 2 or something, and then I was starting to play it, and then I paused. I was like, "What's that feeling like?" I thought I had to shit almost, and then I went to the bathroom, and I did take a shit, but it was still there in my gut. And I was like, "What is that?" And I was like, it kept getting like slowly worse, and I was like, what is this?" And then I told my parents about it, and my mom, she drove me to the hospital, and they did like an ultrasound on there, and they said that they have gallstones, and that was the very first time that I ever heard of the term gallstones.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And then but
that sucked. You were just like
that was
probably the waiting in the hospital was pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Actually, I think the first time, that time I went into the hospital. So I was in the hospital, and when we got there, we were waiting, and then I had to go to the bathroom because I felt like I was gonna throw up, and then I think the doctor came in, and I was like, "All right, we're ready for you now." I was like, "Hold on, like I felt like I'm gonna throw up," and he's like, "All right, well, we gotta go." He was kind of like trying to he was trying to like take a pee out of the bathroom, and then I think I did throw up, and he was like, "All right, well, shit, I gotta scratch my plans," and then like he brought in like a wheelchair, And then he brought me in like straight away.
Yeah.
But and this is a whole thing, but yeah, the gallstone, yeah, that pain in my chest, yeah. But I've never broken like a bone or anything. I've certainly, I think we've all like hurt our like shins or our knees before.
Yeah, we've all banged that.
Yeah.
My most painful experience was my appendix exploding.
Well,
yeah. That was nice. It was. I remember it clear as day. I was sleeping at night in my bed, and all of a sudden I just woke up. I was like, "Oh shit!" And like I got up out of my bed. Now I couldn't even stand up straight. So I was like, "Oh my god!" I was just hunched over, and I was walking to the bathroom thinking I had to like go poop, but I don't even know if I went poop. I just kind of like just held my stomach the whole time, and I was like, oh, maybe it'll just go away. Maybe it's just something bad. And I just went back into bed, and I just could not sleep. And then I told my parents, and they're like, I don't know, you probably got some, like, bad stomach ache or something. And I was like, oh, my God, this is terrible. And then I started feeling nauseous.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, my Lord, this is not fun. So, like, I'd say maybe another day of this torture. And my dad made the call to bring me to the hospital. Good thing he did, because I'm pretty sure I was like one day away from dying.
Yeah.
My stomach was quite literally filled with shit. I was full of shit pretty much. And yeah, they sucked that out of my stomach. And I was actually taken to the hospital, and I was brought to the hospital and then taken to another hospital. I was in an ambulance.
Yeah.
My first time in an ambulance. You know, I don't know if you want to experience that, but you know, if you're in an ambulance, you know you're fucked.
I don't think I've ever been in an ambulance.
It's pretty quick.
Well, yeah, I would assume so. But like for my gallstones, it's just my mom. We were thinking about calling an ambulance, but my mom was just like, I'll just drive you myself, and like, because if we did call an ambulance, I mean, I get that they're supposed to be quick in getting to your house and all that, but I sort of felt like they weren't going to be quick for whatever reason. Because it was like late at night when this happened too.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the
well,
time.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. I just thought in the back of my mind, like, oh, they're not gonna get here in time. Like, I'm gonna die, even though I didn't. But yeah, she just drove me, and but yeah, they were still able to get me in like on the wheelchair, like I said, because like I wasn't really feeling that good. But I've been fine now.
During that experience when I was in the hospital, I was like shivering nonstop, and I kept asking for blankets. The nurse was nice enough to keep giving me like 11 blankets.
Oh my gosh.
I was sweating, and I was still cold.
Yeah.
And I think she injected me with something, and I was like, I was doing like, I was hallucinating or whatever, and I was doing parkour for some reason. I was like jumping around during these like levels. I don't know what I was thinking or doing. It just all felt so weird, and you start seeing and thinking weird things. I thought it was just a weird experience. I can't even explain what those drugs did to me. And then eventually, you know how in those movie scenes, you go through the corridor and it's all white? Yeah. That's real. I experienced that.
You really experienced that?
Yes, that's real. People are like, oh, that's just a movie thing. No, that's real. I experienced it.
Well, I was gonna say, like, could that be because you saw a movie of that happening and then you just thought about that?
No, that happened. I know I was on drugs and all, but I do remember seeing, I'm like in there, I'm like, oh my God. I'm looking around, you see the surgeons are like, all right, and then like I just felt a little like needle under me. I'm like, well, that's great, and I just fall asleep. Yeah. And then I wake up in a bed. I'm so confused. I wake up in an apartment or whatever, you know, the hospital bedrooms, and I'm like, where am I? How long has it been out?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, after that I had to relearn how to walk. My stomach was all that.
Yeah.
But you know, that's probably my worst experience ever.
I mean, yeah, like the only other time that I've been like under like anesthesia or something was when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and
that sucked, but it wasn't that bad for me at least.
Yeah, you got your wisdom teeth taken out, right?
I got my wisdom teeth removed. Yeah,
you did. Yeah, but anyways, what was my other topic? Let me see. Actually, I couldn't find the time to like put a fun and like interesting fact because I just went over there and I got back today. Yep. But Yeah, like being under anesthesia, like you said. I forget. It was like, well, they had the thing over my nose. I forget.
Yeah.
I honestly forget how they did it. Whether they injected me to sleep or they put
Probably
the thing on my. They probably. I think they put the thing on
They
my
put their
face.
sleep mask on.
Yeah, they put the thing on my face, and then I just like went to sleep, and then like I woke up, and then I asked my dad, who was there with me, he was like, "How long has it been?" And he's like an hour. It's like almost an hour and like 25 minutes. I was like,
Yeah.
really? Like what? Like I just went to sleep and then woke up just like that, and it's like,
I don't like being put to sleep. It's not
yeah.
cool.
I mean, I didn't really mind it because like that's what they had to do, but like I could kind of understand like if you get put under like that, I do understand like if you think that you're not gonna wake up again.
Yeah.
But
That's what I don't like.
but
You said you don't have another topic?
I don't, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'll have another one next episode, but yeah.
Thing is, I could either save this for a future one, or do I just... Because, I mean, what's our time? It's like...
We will...
From that... restart the thing, but I'm pretty sure it's around like 57 minutes.
Yeah.
Or something like that, or however long. It's definitely long. It's just as long as the other one, so...
Wait.
Maybe I'll just save it for another time.
Yeah, alright.
Alright. Well, we'll wrap it up here. Thanks for listening to us.
Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We upload every Saturday. I almost thought we weren't going to upload today because of me being at the parade, but yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Upload every Saturday. Make sure you tune in and listen on in.
Alright. Bye-bye, guys.
See you guys.